Hello. We are live, I think. I'm not 100% sure if we are.
Yeah, you definitely are, because it's just come up saying watch live now on YouTube.
Well, there you go. We are live on YouTube for the first time. A few tech issues, as always. We're 10 minutes late, but I've managed to connect it in rage more than anything. I was like, this better work or we're recording it, which probably no one would see because it would go up so late, and obviously the racing starts tomorrow. But anyway, welcome to the Dawn Approach Digitips podcast live from YouTube without Dawn. It's just me and Danny tonight. She said she's not yet ready for the flat. She's got Aintree. She's got, well, I think the Ulster National is on Sunday, and then Punchestown, and then she'll be flat ready. So she's leaving it to us.
I'm disappointed, to be honest. Not flat ready. How can you not be flat ready? It's the Lincoln.
That is very true. And it was the Irish Lincoln last week, which she actually was at. So
yeah,
she's sort of flat ready. But yeah. Right. We're going to go through Doncaster and a few other little bits. Dawn has actually given me some spiel, some stuff to say about a couple of the horses she fancies over the weekend. A few of them are from Leopardstown. They've got a decent card on Sunday for their Classics trial day. But yeah, Doncaster it is to start. Obviously, you're going to be there, Danny, are you?
Yeah, both days. Gonna be a hectic couple of days, but definitely gonna be fun. Obviously back on the flat. That's what we enjoy the most. None of these dodgy starts. None of these starts from a furlong further back than they should be, and all that nonsense that everyone was complaining about at Cheltenham. So yeah, the flat's back, and we're glad to see it. It gets to this time of year now, and the weather starts changing as well. You know, the clocks change on Sunday, so yeah, really looking forward to tomorrow. Obviously starting with a Lincoln, and then on to Sunday's card as well. So yeah, an exciting weekend for sure.
Yeah, well, I know you've been itching for this to come back for a couple of months. You're like, when Cheltenham's on, you're like, come on, when's it the Lincoln?
That's the excitement, isn't it, with Cheltenham? It's knowing the Lincoln's around the corner.
Exactly.
And we've got the Dubai World Cup as well coming up. So
yeah, that's it. And we've got the Florida Derby. I'm usually over in Miami this weekend. Have been the last few years, and been lucky enough to get to Gulfstream Park for that, and saw Forte and Fierceness both win their respective races. So yeah, I've got a tip from Gulfstream and one to look out for in the Derby itself as well. So we'll get to that later. Let's kick off and start with Doncaster on Saturday. First race is the Brocklesby. I mean, I don't know what you've done in terms of like selections and stuff. We'll just go through a few of the races, and I mean, we can. I was hoping to get like a little screen of the Betfair market and stuff, but the tech has evaded me. It has beaten me, or not completely because we are live, but yeah, next time for sure I'll sort the overlays out. I'll get some extra bits of stuff for people to look at when we actually have probably a few more viewers, when they realize we're actually doing this. So yeah, Brocklesby to start us off.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first place obviously you're going to start, and everyone might turn around and go, "Oh, well, it's the favourite." But Richard Hannon obviously won the race with Persian Force back in 2022 for the same connections. Now this horse is related to a 2-year-old winner in Bright Smiles, but is probably bred for a little bit further than today's trip. Tomorrow's trip. But the fact that they're coming here obviously tells you plenty. The horse is forward. Got a nice draw in the middle, you'd say. It's going to be interesting to see what the grounds like. Obviously, we'll make more of an assessment after the handicap, the first handicap on the card. But yeah, that'll be the first place that I'd start. I mean, Archibald Ives in there, tongue tie blinkers first time. Interesting for a first time out horse with that sort of headgear on. So I wouldn't be playing that, to be perfectly honest. I mean, you've got Dylan Cunha there with a joint favourite as well. That's to be respected. Obviously, they had the winner last year. But if I'm gonna put my finger on one, it's gonna be Harswell Calling. Now Roger Fell's got 4 in here. This is the biggest priced one out of the lot. Jason Hart takes the ride. But if you have to actually look at the pedigree on this horse, he's half brother to Call Me Harswell, who won on second start, and he's certainly bred to be sharp. So I think the fact that Rogers throwing a few darts at it probably tells you that they're not totally convinced as to what's the best one. But at the same time, you don't know what you've got until you throw them into a race. So Jason Hart in the saddle is no bad thing. So yeah, 66-1. We'll have a little bit of a poke, but I think a lot of it goes down to how the horses handle it beforehand. What's looking greener than others as such. Yeah, pedigree's plenty, but at the same time, you need a forward going horse for these early season 2-year-olds. And this horse here is a February foal as well, so might have a bit of an advantage on a few of the others with that as well. Slightly more mature, as they say. So yeah, 66-1 to start me off for the Brocklesby.
Probably that price might go 60 on Betfair currently on the exchange. So yeah, 60 and 70 to lay. So obviously liquidity is very, very low at this time. Don't know what's happened to the Betfair markets, but that's for another time. But yeah, massive price there for you. I think you were probably looking at my notes because I've said exactly the same. That obviously not him. I said about Norman's K, just that like Ammo like to target this race, obviously with Persian Force. He's actually got his first two. He didn't run as a 3-year-old, did he? He's got his first 2-year-olds out this year, I think. So they've had the favourite the last 2 years as well. He's currently on a joint favourite with the Dylan Cunha horse, but they won it last year with Zeminicha. So yeah, it's a good race to start us off. I would be siding with the Ammo horse. They're going to have the horse ready. They want to stamp their authority and make them up early on and get people talking about them. As Kia obviously likes. So yeah, he'd be the one I was looking at. But again, you're a bit of a shot in the dark when it comes to the draw, when it comes to who's actually the most forward and who's the best at this stage. He's got entries for all of the sales races that most of them have entries for. So yeah, I think he's about, what price is he on Betfair? He is 3.95, so nearly 3-1.
Not bad.
I'd probably expect a little bit of money to come for the horse if he takes to proceedings well in the preliminaries and stuff. So yeah, he would be my idea of the winner in the first race. I had a little look at the Spring Mile handicap, the second, and I gave up after about 3 minutes. I looked through a few. I thought, oh, pressure's on, looks good. And then I was like going down and down, and I was like, there are so many horses in here that have a chance. I mean, I don't know if you've had a look and have got anything in it, but goodness.
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard. Obviously, the Lincoln and the Spring Mile. I think this is more trying to find out if there's a bias, I suppose, for a draw leading up to Lincoln. But there's a couple in here. I'm not sure quite how you pronounce it. Is it Mayal of Steph Allen's head? Dave Allen takes the ride on this horse. I think this will probably be my idea of the winner. His brother to El Simo, and I'll be seeing you. They are two horses that improved with age. This horse is obviously still only 4. He's won his last 4 on the bounce. He was improving last year. I think he's versatile ground wise, and I think he's still got room for improvement. He's an uncomplicated horse, and he won a big field race here at Doncaster last October. I think he won that from the front as well. So yeah, that would probably be the one that I'll have a keen eye on. I'm more looking towards 4-year-olds that have possibly got a bit of improvement. Surrey Shadow in here as well. Could have more to offer. Still obviously lightly raced. It's good form. Represents quite shrewd connections. I'd probably like to see money for that horse because they do like to get stuck in. That horse certainly looks to have a bit more to offer over a mile. Now, one that has done well in the race previously is Arthur's Realm. Now he's followed a similar path to Normal. He's had a prep race for this. He has form figures of 1, 7, and 3 in this race. So yeah, he's done well, and he's held his fort in the race. So it'd be a surprise winner from me off the mark that he's at. But yeah, he's a big price. There's another one in with Ed Bethel, similar sort of profile to Mayal, Nay Point. That'd be a horse that I'll keep an eye on as well. Could possibly go well, versatile ground wise. And like we were saying earlier, the draw would probably be something that we'll have a keen eye on with that. And also,
Yeah, we'll find out more. I mean, Mile knows how to win. He's on a 5-timer, so I mean, if
yeah,
he
that's
wins
it.
again,
And it's just, even with the ground, we don't know quite how it's going to be,
yeah,
because there's been a lot of talk that it's good to soft, good in places, but it's been quite dry, I think. So
yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think they were expecting. It said yesterday 30% chance of rain or something, and I don't think that rain's come, as far as I'm aware. I mean, you're further north than Donny, and it's been dry, yeah.
dry and windy.
Yeah, and down here today, I'm in London, and it's been dry and windy as well. So, I mean, I think it has been pouring down with rain in Ireland. Dawn sent me a video earlier from
There's a
there.
shot.
So it's always raining over there, isn't it? Whether that comes across and hits Donny, I don't know. But I would say there's more good in the ground than soft in the ground, and it's only going to get drier as the weekend goes on if they don't have any rain. So,
Yeah.
are you are you bothered by horses that are having their first time out, their first run? Obviously, a few of these horses that we're going to look at.
I think same again as I was saying in the Brocklesby. You're kind of looking for horses that are more forward than others. I know obviously it's a little bit different with first time out 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
But with these horses, you're more looking to see how much condition they carry, what they've got to work with moving forward. Are they more fit now?
Yeah.
The sorts of things that you're looking for is, can you see a rib on the horse? Are they carrying a bit more than others, and so forth? So you'll get to see obviously the first couple of weeks of the season, the first month of the season. There'll be certain yards that are more forward than others. I mean, as people have already commented on with Aidan O'Brien's, they're obviously needing the run a lot more than what they
Yeah,
normally
I
would
always
be.
say they do. That's something that
Mm.
I'll mention later on as well. It's always like, oh, Aidan's got runners back, and it's like, well, yeah, but they always improve for a run massively. He doesn't get them spot on perfect. Like we're saying about the Ammo horse in the Brocklesby, he's probably going to be as fit as he's possibly going to be at any point. So tomorrow is probably a good day for him. Whereas any of Aidan O'Brien's and ones that have got a bit more longevity in them, they're not going to be tuned up. But obviously, when it comes around to like the Lincoln and stuff, I've done the trends, and it says like you want to have raced, like I think it's 135 days or more in the past or something like that. So you want horses that haven't run, whether that's because you don't want horses that are like all weather types, because that's where they will have prepped if they have prepped, and that might be lower standard. I don't know. It's something to look at. Yeah, I mean, what price is Mayal on the exchange? 20 now.
20.
Yeah, 20 on the exchange. So decent price. And who was the other one? Sorry, Shadow.
Yeah, sorry, Shadow. Yeah.
So that's 16. And if I look at the graph, this is something I would have liked to have got up. Yeah, it's not a downward trajectory by any means. So the money hasn't come yet. Whether that's probably not going to happen at this time, you wouldn't expect it to. So
there's there is an interesting one in here as well. Ocean of Dreams. Now that was actually what I thought to be a Derby horse last year for Aidan O'Brien. So Archie Watson's now got the horse. Possibly had issues.
Yeah.
First time cheap pieces, back to a mile. So interesting to see how that horse gets on.
It's been gelded as well. So yeah. I mean, they usually do when they come out of Aidan's. They don't want the stallion value, do they? So they clip them and then have them run for someone else. So yeah, that's an interesting one, and that's 12 to 1 on the exchange at the moment. So cheap pieces on, yeah, for the handicap debut. So yeah, that's sort of more my type. I like to look at the angles like that that's something that you probably wouldn't notice unless you really looked into it.
Yeah.
It's not really a race that I'm going to be. Obviously, if the speed rating simulator that we're working on has been firing for the jumps, we have finished the coding for the flat and I think it's potentially going to go live. We might have a couple of bets in it.
Lovely.
But it won't be full staked, that's for sure. It's definitely a testing phase for a good few months yet. But it'd be interesting. It's now we used to have to go through, or Josiah did, our speed ratings guy used to have to go through manually and do races. So these sort of races weren't really looked at in depth because it took forever to go through them. But now we've got it all automated and the coding done. We can get the results of the speed ratings so much quicker, and it'd be interesting to see what comes out on top there. I mean, a lot of them are unexposed anyway, so sometimes the speed ratings don't show up everything you'd want to because they haven't won and used all of their ability yet, their potential.
No.
So right, on to the 225, the 6 furlong Camage Trophy Stakes, which is a listed race. I had a little look through here. I'm going to say I'm quite confident that I know your selection.
I know what you're going to say.
And is he? Is he?
He is, but he's a tentative one, and I've got
I've basically said Iberian. This is we're talking about, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So you absolutely loved this horse. Like, I think even before, in his 2-year-old days,
before he won the Champagne Stakes, I was keen on him heading into Goodwood, and I thought he'd win that race.
Yeah.
And he bumped into Harting that day, so he was arguably unlucky. And then obviously after winning the Champagne Stakes, he kind of went the wrong way after that. But he had wind surgery. He come back at Southwell and won. Beat a horse called We Never Stop of Kevin Ryan's, I believe, who then went and won again after that. So there's form in that. Obviously, he'll have to improve and show his 2-year-old form. If he does, and the wind surgery's done the trick, then he'd be a solid each way shout in here. But for me, the most likely winner is probably Marshman. Now, he's one of those horses that needs his conditions, and I think he's going to get him 6 furlong, good ground. It's exactly what he wants. Yes, he has to carry a penalty, and he's top weight, but I think he's the best horse in the race, and I think Carl Burke's probably targeted this with him. With Nick Bradley, obviously they've got Sophia Starlight in there as well, rolling the dice, so possibly in there to help Marshman.
Yeah, what sort of speed does he need to go? Does it matter?
What was that? Sorry.
What sort of speed? Like, does he need a good pace to aim at, or?
I think he's versatile. To be honest, I mean, he can be a tricky customer. I think the hardest part for them is getting him down at the start steady, but he does seem to be maturing year on year.
He's won a couple of times on the all-weather, hasn't he? So he's obviously back to some sort of form.
He's obviously fit as well.
Yeah, he's obviously That's one of the things that actually, when I was saying to you just then, like, do you want a horse that has proven his fitness? Well, this race is a prime example of that. You've got Marshman, who's run like 3 times pretty recently. I think Al Shabab Storm has run, and Frost at Dawn as well. But the rest obviously haven't run since last season. So
I mean, it was beating a neck last year, wasn't he, by Montasib in the race. So but I don't think the ground was fully in his favour that day. So and obviously he's come back this year after being gelded and wind surgery and won 2, and then being beaten half a length by Caradon House, dropped and tripped to 5 furlong. So I think it's quite clear he wants to be back up at 6 and good ground. 6 furlong is exactly what he wants. So he's definitely the horse to beat. I thought he'd be favourite, to be honest. 7-2 is not a bad price.
Yeah, drifting out a tiny bit on the exchange. He's 4.8, so he's nearly 4-1.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone against you there. I did write Iberian down because it's like second time after a wind up as well, and it's obviously worked because he won last time.
Yeah.
I like horses that are dropped in class rather than upped in class. And I think James's Delight fits that trend. Obviously ran at Ascot at the end of the season. You've got to take his fitness on trust and that, but he has won off a break before as well, so I'm not worried that he won't be fit. But he did get beaten by Spycatcher.
He's got to start well.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a tough race. It's a competitive race. But I just looked at the prices and he's favourite, so I thought he was going to be a bigger price than that. I'm not going to take like 11-4 on that.
No. So. But to be fair, I mean, he was only beaten 4.5 lengths in that Group 1 behind the blue. So, and he was hard at him throughout. He just didn't look interested at all. So he's clearly got ability. If they've managed to sort that part out, then he could be the one. But I think, like you say, taking fitness on trust, and there's a few little niggly things there that are kind of pointing me the way to Marshman and Iberian. Obviously Marshman with fitness on side definitely helps.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think if I was going to have a bet, it would be James's Delight, but I'm not taking 11-4, so it'll have to be left alone. The 3 o'clock is the listed Doncaster Mile Stakes. My battery's about to die, so let me just plug it in. Sorry, I got off camera. Another nice race and quite a competitive renewal of this. Like Liberty Lane was the one that struck out to me, and at the time when I was looking through, he was favourite. He's now not favourite. In fact, he's third favourite. He's exactly 4-1 on the exchange, which I was expecting a bit shorter than that. So, that's good for me. He's got a really good record off of breaks. He won on his debut. He's a strong travelling horse as well. So the better the ground, I think, the better for him. But he obviously goes on the surface as well. But I think off the top of the market, he'd be definitely the one I want to be on. I think Dancing Gemini, I just don't think they know. I don't think they know what trip the horse wants.
No, I'm pretty certain that he wants it as soft as he can possibly get it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, and Botanical's gone into favourite, who's obviously same ownership as Liberty Lane, but he's trained by Bowie and not Burke. So it's not like a stable shuffling of which one's best there. It's more just the colours rather than the stable. Who do you fancy?
I'd be in the same camp as you, really. Big Liberty Lane fan. I mean, you don't win a Cambridgeshire off top weight by 2.5 lengths if you're no good. I mean, that was some performance. And then obviously to be beaten by lead artist wasn't a bad run. On his latest start at the end of October there. But I think he's definitely the horse to beat. And Kyle Burke hopefully he'll have him well prepped for the race. I'm pretty sure that he will do. He's won, like you say, he's won well fresh before. But Liberty Lane would be the one for me. There is something that I am keen to have an eye on, especially early in these races. And I think, was it last year? There was not a lot coming from off the pace.
I knew you were going to say. I just had a feeling you were going to say. So you're going to say Point Linus if he gets an easy lead. Yeah. That's something that struck me as well. When I was looking through, I was looking at pace angle, and I was like, I've noticed it with the jumps recently. Obviously, this is flat, so it's different. But since the ground's dried up, horses aren't getting as tired as they have been, and things have been winning off the front end, or at least finishing their races instead of getting tired and being passed. And if that's the case, like at Donny this weekend, then I don't know if he'll get an easy lead. But if he gets an easy lead, he might be pretty tough to peg back. He's about 12-1, I think. So that's not a bad each way price. But you probably want to see the first few races and see how the pace is holding up, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if the pace is holding up and the ground's drying and it's getting more on the quick side of good, I can't see him going off 9-1. I can see him going off more towards maybe 6-1, 13-2, because he'll jump out, he'll attempt to make all, and he wants it as quick as he can get it, really.
Yeah. potentially a back to lay option as well, maybe.
Yeah, for your traders out there, back to layer
Yeah.
point minus.
Yeah, because he's what? He's 12.5 on the exchange now. If you think maybe he might even go off 13-2, there's a trade in itself. And then if you wanted to leave it a couple of furlongs in running where he's pinged the lids and he's out in front getting an easy lead, then you're probably looking at 4-1, aren't you? So yeah, probably a decent back to lay proposition there, maybe.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Then we come to the big one.
Yes.
Your favourite race of the year, or just look forward to it so much because you haven't had flat for so long?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's my favourite race because I can never seem to pick the winner. So,
well, that's a good start, isn't it?
it's not a good race for me usually. I'll be honest, it really isn't. I mean, I think the last time I had the winner, that will have been, was it back when Charlie Appleby won it, Auxerre?
Okay.
That was 2019, I think.
Oh, you due one then, are you? What's that? 6 years ago.
Yeah. And I went back to back. I had a day of the year before that as well, but
yeah,
two relatively short priced horses, as people are probably going to say.
Yeah.
But no, it's drop the pin job. I think there's a few that are of interest. I think for starters, you're probably going to go on about the trend of a 4-year-old. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, I mean,
horses.
You have to be like 6 or younger, but 4 or 5-year-olds have the best record. So I did, for all those people wondering how I know all this stuff, I do have it up in front of me because I've got the trend sheet, and I like to go through some of the big races. Did it all for Cheltenham, be doing it for Aintree as well next week for the Grand National meeting. And I thought, let's have a little look at the Lincoln trends once the entries were out. I actually had to wait for declarations because I had to put the horses in. And I didn't want to put 69 entries in and do every trend for those. But once the decks were done, went through, and there's one horse which I'll mention after you've had a chat about your ones. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 horses that have 13 out of the 14 trends that I've put in. There's one horse that has 14 out of 16.
Really?
I think, yeah.
Right.
And I should have backed him yesterday because he has been hammered. So
you want to say Old Cock?
Yeah, 25-1 last night, and he's now 11s on the exchange. He's still 18 on the exchange, so that's not too bad. I'm not missing out on too much. He passes 14 of, I don't know, I think it might be 14 of. It's 14 out of 16. There's 16 trends. He didn't pass the ratings trend because obviously, so you want to be like either rated 99 plus or between 95 and 105. He doesn't pass that because he's bottom weight, isn't he? He's only just got in.
Yeah.
But he will love the ground. The good grounds. That's probably why he's shortened up a little bit, I think.
Quicker the better for him.
Yeah,
and
quicker the better.
I think the good thing about it, well, the main thing is he's drawn in the middle, so he can go either way. I think a lot of the more fancied ones are drawn higher, to be honest. So I think I'd rather...
That's interesting because that's probably why a few of them don't pass a few trends, because it says you want to be stall 9 plus. This is in the last few runnings. And you want to be under stall 17. I don't think any horse has won in the last 12 or 13 years from stall 17 plus.
Right. Okay.
So that's maybe they'll buck that trend. These trends are there to be shot at, but there's a few horses that are like Native Warriors in a high stall. There's a few that are up there in
Thunder Run 19. He's the favourite.
There you go. So yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to break a trend that hasn't been broken for a while. So yeah, Old Cock is the one that comes out, but an 18 on Betfair is still okay. But he was 25 yesterday. I was like, oh, brilliant! That's one I'm going to be putting up on the live tomorrow. The other one I like is Latam. Julie Camacho trained Latam second last year, second in the Balmoral, staying on late. But I think he would want it the other way. it'd be
Softer.
better if it was softer for him, and I don't think the rain's coming. So they were sort of one from each end of the spectrum when it came to weather. And again, he's drawn 12. He's drawn in the middle of the track, so can go either way. But I think I was trying to find a way to tip up Mr. Professor again, but I just couldn't. He's won it last year. I like horses that have got form in races like this previously, but he's literally shown nothing since. And he's still on a £4 higher mark, I think, than last year. So it's not like his marks dropped to something near or below what he won it off last year, and they've been trying to do the same thing again. He can't be that for me. So yeah, Latam and Old Cock. Interesting name, isn't it? So they're the two for me.
I've got Old Cock down as well, believe it or not. By all accounts, he's improved for a winter on his back. You want to look at him in the paddock because he's a big lad. He's a lovely horse. I'm pretty sure they'll have him as ready as they can. But it'll be interesting to see how much condition he is carrying. But looking at the market, he's clearly well fancied. He's a 4-year-old. He'll be improving this year. So yeah, he's one for me. The main horse that I've got is Magnum Opus. Now, he's a 4-year-old again. The visor seems to have done the trick for this horse. He's fit from Maidan. He won there on the turf, and he ran well at Doncaster in September under similar conditions. I think he probably wants further. If you watch his last run, he was a little bit unlucky. He's due to go up another £3, so he's
run more recently, hasn't he? I've just seen he doesn't pass the over 135 days since last run trend.
Yeah, well, he's at least we know he's going to be arriving fit. I mean, some horses obviously they don't take the travelling as well, but I'd like to think if that's the case, they won't be running. But yeah, I think the fact that he stays further will probably help. He wants it quicker, so yeah, I think 16-1 is quite a good price. I think they had Simon and Christopher had did they have the favourite? Was it last year or the year before? What's the name of the horse?
I couldn't tell you.
Don't know why I'm going to have to have a look. I'm pretty sure they had a short priced one. Possibly
in the same colours.
No, possibly last year.
Well, he's 18-1 on the exchange. So
was it last year or the year before? Might have been the year before.
Yeah, have a little look.
Yeah, he possibly.
Yeah, you'll be pleased to know he passes 13, so he's one of those horses that are in the 13 out of 16 category. I know that Dawn. Sorry, who's that?
A wall.
Oh, yeah.
9-2 went off, finished second behind Migration. Got done by him coming up the rail, didn't he?
Yeah, I do remember that actually. I do remember. Yeah. Dawn likes. Obviously, she's going to go with the Irish.
That was a shock.
Randy, but he comes out top of the sim as well, doesn't he? He comes out top of the speed rating. So we've had a little. It's me and you saying no, and then Josiah and Dawn saying yes. I think no horse has done it. Well, ever, and there's no horse has done both Lincolns either. He won the Irish Lincoln 2 weeks ago at the Curragh, but I think he wants softer ground as well. I know Ross is up. He's probably got one of the best, if not the best, jockey on his back. But yeah, I think he's too short. He's like 12-1 or something, and I think he passes. He's one of the bottom horses on the trends. He's second bottom on trends.
Yeah.
Orn's bottom. Doesn't pass barely anything. A Randy and a Randy Whipcracker and Fantastic Fox are the other three that are really low down. So yeah, I just can't have him. I know Tony Martin is absolute king of the handicaps, but he's going to have to go some to win this, I think. So, yeah, and especially if there is no rain as well, he'll definitely want it softer than I think it's going to come out. But yeah, we'll find out tomorrow.
I have got another one in here. Where does Tommy's son come up?
Tommy's son. He is 18.5 on Betfair, and on Trends, he passes 11. So not at middle of the road sort of horse. What doesn't he pass? He doesn't pass the weight trend, 8 stone 12 to 9 stone 4 in the last few years. He's a 6-year-old. He's not 4 or 5. He's not rated 99 plus, so he must be between 95 and 99.
Yeah, 97, yeah. 97.
And I think he's got a terrible terrible draw.
What's he drawing?
Where is he? Drawn 18. So apparently that's terrible. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just saying.
I mean, for me, when it comes to this, is the one pointer I will say, and it's hard to say conclusively until on the day, because and this can vary across all big race handicaps. I'd much rather look at where I think the best form is and work around that.
Yeah, you can't be predicting the draw, really. I mean, it's there on Trend, but it's.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if it ends up that you need to be drawn lower, then the chances are the jockeys will jump at that anyway. And there will be horses caught on the wing that are at disadvantage, and that's just the way it goes, unfortunately. But
very.
Sometimes some people like to pick one low, one high. But for me, I'd just try and look to see where the form horses are, the ones towards the top of the market. Obviously, I know you're not necessarily going to be having big price winners, but if you fancy one at a big price and it's drawn in and around them, then you go with it. So. Yeah,
apprentice jockeys have a bad record as well. I'm sure, though.
Benoit de Lassayette won.
Yeah,
on Migration, and he won it a few years before that as well.
Didn't he win 2 out of 3 years or something like that? But when was Benoit de Lassayette? I'm saying like it was recent, but it obviously isn't. Is it?
It was 2023. David Minucia, same trainer as Tommy Sue, who's got Warren Fentiman up.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Warren's on, and I am a big fan of Mr. Fentiman, little hero. So he's going places. He's definitely going places, that boy. So it would be good to see him win the Lincoln. When really before this all-weather season that's just coming to a close, not many people will have. He barely had a ride, so he's already down to £5 claimer. I doubt he'll be on 5 for very much longer.
Yeah.
And he'll probably have ridden out his claim within the next 12 to 18 months as well. So he's a jockey going places. He can do lightweights. There is absolutely nothing of him. And he's a
humble kid.
A nice guy. So good luck to Warren. So he's, what did I say price wise? Yeah, like 16 to 1. Maybe someone's nibbling because I'm talking here, and he's gone from 18.5 to 17 since we've been chatting. They're watching. They're backing. Someone's on the exchange. God, interesting if we start moving markets on these. We'll be getting on them before we start talking. Okay, so for you in the Lincoln, you have Toy Me Son, Magnum Opus, and Old Cock.
Yeah.
Okay, and for me, Latam and Old Cock. So I'm not going to pick a third out there. And obviously for Dawn and for the speed ratings, it will be the Irish horse, Randy. So, see if we can come out with a winner in that. I mean, I doubt surely you haven't picked anything in the maiden.
No, there's nothing else on the card for me there. No. I was obviously just happy to do those races there. But there's all sorts of obviously good races going on. You've got Kempton. What have we got? I think Glitter and Surf runs there. Sure, I had Glitter and Surf down as running there. Maybe not in my tracker. Bit awkward, but anyway.
I'll quickly just say about that. Usually, like I said, I'm over in Miami this time of year, and Gulfstream Park has their Florida Derby Day. Absolutely amazing, like card. So weird because you don't pay to go in to races over in the States because they're like linked to casinos, so it gets full as the day goes on. I think it was a 15 race card last year. I got there at the start because I had media access, and I was like going in at like 11 thinking, and the last race isn't until 7:30. Had a few beers, and it's like a party atmosphere. It's great fun. And I always I was lucky enough to get talking to few of the jockeys, a few of the trainers. The first year I was there, and was able to get into the winners' enclosure and stuff with Ammo Racing had a winner with Graham Motion trained.
Yeah.
And last year I went back and Graham had a winner as well, and he couldn't go to go and collect his prize and stuff. So he was like, just go and get the prize for me, have some champagne. So yeah, I got pretty drunk. So yeah, thank you to Graham. He actually has a horse in the 8th race called Beach Bomb. Now, it was a South African horse before it had made the switch to the States. Ran 8th in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mares Turf. And last time out, which was first time for the season, won a Grade 3 at the track. So I think Beach Bomb will go well in the 8th race. I think it is a Grade 3 as well. So similar standard race to the one that she won last time at the track. And I think, has a great chance. I don't know the prices. I haven't got a clue. I'm hoping I haven't tipped like a 4-1 on shot or something like that. But yeah, no prices available at the moment. But surely you'll get 2-1 or something like that in a Grade 3. It can't be that. Although saying that, White Abario runs on the card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's the Ghost Sapper is a Grade 2, I think. And yeah, White Abario, I think it's going to go off like 10-1 on or something. It's literally just trot round and win. But usually the race doesn't have such good horses in it. So yeah, it'd be good shame I'm not there. It'd be good to, if you are going, anyone watching from the States, I doubt there's anyone. But yeah, White Abario runs in race 7. And the Derby itself has won in the last 2 years by the Mike Rapole owned horses in the famous blue and orange colours. Fierceness, who then went very close in the Breeders' Cup Classic, and Forte won it the year before. He's now been retired to stud. But yeah, was lucky to see two very good horses win the race. This year, Godolphin have the favourite. Sovereignty won last time in the Fountain of Youth Stakes at Gulfstream, and was I watched the race back before when I was just doing my prep, and he was flying at the finish. So the race he won is actually half a furlong less than the Florida Derby. So he's got half a furlong extra, and I think any extra distance is going to suit this horse. When the second favourite in the race has only won a maiden, obviously the horse could be anything. This is Rupoli again. He's going for a 3-peat. But the horse won a maiden by 9.5 lengths, 3-1. Could be anything, but I wouldn't want to be backing a horse in like a Grade 1 that comes straight from a maiden when you've got a horse that has Grade 2 form and has won and proven itself. Did actually win a Grade 3 as a maiden though. Yeah. Won a Grade 3 the time before that. But yeah, it's been improving. I think it's the one to beat. It's not a fancy price or anything. I think you probably get, I think it was 7-4 last time I looked, but I'd probably go off shorter than that. They like to get stuck into their favourites over there.
I'm just going to say, Dawn's left a little comment saying, fun fact, 2 horses that had a run on the all-weather during the winter at Dundalk both won at Naas last week. So
fitness is key.
Fitness is key.
Okay.
But I'm going to take you right across to the other side of the world, to Australia, for the early rides in the morning, 5:15 at Flemington. We've got the Australian Cup. We've got a horse in here that was tipped up to sub-members last time, Middle Earth.
He's running again.
Yeah, it was once with John and Fader Gosden. Obviously won the Melrose, then has gone down under, and first run down under wins, and we were on. So fantastic to see. They've actually got 2 running here for connections. Sorry, for the trainer. Pride of Jenny. Now, we know all about Pride of Jenny.
Oh, don't mention that horse's name to me. Just don't.
Killing us on Via Sistina, and then look what Via Sistina's done since.
Oh my goodness! If Pride of Jenny hadn't have gone out and won that false race, we'd have been on Via Sistina. We tipped Via Sistina that day, and they let the horse go, and it was a farce. And then Via Sistina obviously came second in that, and then went on to, well, how many Grade Ones has she now won over there? 8 or something, 7 or something like that. It's bordering on ridiculous. She's got to be one of the best mares, since God knows over there, since Winks or something. It's just mad. It's just mad that we had to. Well, I haven't followed her in since. I mean, she's always short price, but
I mean, we were on her from Newmarket anyway, weren't we? So we've been
we were on at a big price, but we just thought she was going to win that.
She's been a revelation out there. It's great to see.
Yeah, she's been great.
So I really hope that the likes of Middle Earth can follow similar sort of progress. Now, Pride of Jenny going out in front would suit him because he stays. So I think Australian racing is tailor made for that horse, and whether he wins or not tomorrow, he's only a 5-year-old. So keep him on side and get him in your trackers if you can, because I know that not all trackers follow Australian racing, but if not, make a note of him, or if not, better still, follow Digitips and I'll remind you every single time he runs. Not a problem.
There you go. There's a nice little plug there. So did you say you had something over here as well?
Yeah, I've got a horse at Newcastle in the 7 o'clock called Labot. He's got a real nice pedigree. I think he'll probably end up being a similar sort of horse to Docklands, who ended up winning the Britannia for the same trainer. So yeah, he fits a very similar profile. He's well bred. He'll probably go down that kind of route, or maybe even the Golden Gate, something like that. But I'd like to see him win that race tomorrow. 280,000 breeze up.
He's expensive then.
So yeah, he's certainly expensive, and you'd like to see him winning that if he's gonna achieve those aspirations. But I think 2-1's quite a nice price. I'm not entirely sure what else is in the race. It's not a race I've had a good look through, but he's showing up on the tracker there, and I know I was keen to follow him.
But it's 9-4 on Betfair at the moment on the exchange, though.
Nice.
Not bad. Dawn has given me a little list of horses, and one of them is in my tracker as well. On Sunday, in the first race at Downpatrick, Toad Hall was second to Familiar Dreams at Punchestown after a long layoff. And Familiar Dreams, you might remember the name, one for us, one for subs. Dawn tipped up during Cheltenham, wasn't it? It was. I think it was on the Thursday of Cheltenham. Tipped up the horse to win at 14-1 for members, which was incredible. Has form behind that, was second. Like I say, Familiar Dreams has won a Grade 3 since in that race. So Toad Hall, I don't know any of the prices for these horses. Obviously, the racing's on Sunday, so I don't think there'll be prices out, especially for a race like that. But if the horse is a decent price, it's worth a bet. The Out for a Stroll Mares Handicap Hurdle, also at Downpatrick. Out for a Stroll in the Mares Handicap Hurdle. Second to Slurricane at Punchestown, and Slurricane was 5th in the Fred Winter. She says the ground will suit, so I assume that'll be soft because it's raining in Ireland. Mark Walsh is up for JP and for Joseph O'Brien. The Ulster National. Now, she said Wine and Dine is a reserve, but if gets in, is worth an each way bet. I don't know what time that is. The Ulster 4:05 at Downpatrick on Sunday, but yeah, no prices are out, at least on 365. What I'm looking at quickly here. So if Wine and Dine gets in, it's worth an each way bet. But she does like Jumping Jet. Danny Gilligan's up, and she was 3rd at the venue on St. Patrick's Day. She has Stutzikini and Marsh Wren form as well. 2 at Leopardstown, she's put up. She likes Tarima in the 1 Mile Fillies Maiden, a horse by Lope de Vega, and half sister to Tahira. So that is very well bred. for Dermot World. Chris Hayes is up, and she likes Exactly in the 1,000 guineas trial, but also Merrily will probably be an each way price, and Don't Disregard. Now, that was what I said about Aidan O'Brien. I mean, I wouldn't be, if there's one at an each way price, that would maybe tempt me in, but I wouldn't be getting stuck into the likes of Henri Matisse and horses like that first time up.
Do you know what? Season. I'm surprised she's not mentioned the horse coming over from Ireland to Kempton in the 425.
She probably hasn't looked yet. Who is it?
Local lad. Jamie Spencer's up for Gerard O'Leary. Now, I can't remember him bringing many horses over, that's for sure. No. Now, he hasn't managed to win a race, but he finished 4th in a Group 3 on his debut. And then
I like that.
He really should have won his latest start, but he was slightly unlucky there. But yeah, interesting that they're bringing that horse over to run in this race in the 425 at Kempton. So I think that's around 5-1.
I can see 5.6 and 6.2. So if you can get 5s, that's probably an all right price. I like it when horses run their first ever runs in group graded races. It's just so sexy when they do that. Like, obviously they're showing something at home that's
especially
a bit out of the ordinary. And if they win them as well, that's just another level. Poneros springs to mind at Cheltenham. Oh, goodness me. I see we've got a comment at the bottom from Mank United. Actually, this guy, or girl, I assume guy, and obviously clearly a big Man United fan, has been commenting on our posts for a while now. So thank you for all your support to the channel. Also likes Marshman. Says, my tip for tomorrow is Marshman. Unlucky last year. It looks a good thing. That's...
Like it.
Yeah. So, and he says, if punting on USA tracks, only wager on graded races. The rest are mostly claimers and maidens with unpredictable levels. Yeah, that's actually very true. I mean, I wouldn't be getting stuck into, like I said, I went there last year when there was 14 races. A lot of them were these like claiming races or like maidens that, I don't know what they call them. There's a word for them.
Don't get me started on them. There need to be more of them in the UK, but anyway.
Yeah. I mean, they're good. The claiming races, need to. It's something that I've mentioned a few times to certain people. I don't know the reasons. One of the reasons was that they have so many horses in training sale now.
Yeah,
they didn't used to have so many, and so that would dilute horses in training sales compared to claiming races. But it gets the horses to run. So I think it's maybe the wrong way around. I don't know. I don't make the decisions. I just argue them. I think
I've got one.
He's got another one.
Well, I've got a couple for Sunday, but I'll save some of them for the subs, and I'll just give you this one because I don't think it'll run. To be fair, because I don't think it'll be soft enough. But look out for Modern Utopia for George Scott. Won his last start by 4 lengths.
What race is this?
This is the 2:30 at Doncaster. Callum Shepherd
on Sunday.
On Sunday, yeah. Callum Shepherd takes a ride. Wants it more soft than good, so probably won't run. But yeah, his horse to keep on side this year. Other middle distances, I'd say a mile 2 to a mile 4 will be ideal.
What's the horse's name again? Because there is no 2:30 on Sunday, Donny.
What?
There's no 2:30. There's a 2:40 or a 1:30.
Why is it telling me 2:30 then?
You're looking at Saturday then?
No, Sunday the 30th.
No, 2:30, mate.
Why is it saying Sunday the 30th when it's clearly not? Oh, yeah, it is. I'm losing my marbles here. 2:30 on Sunday, it's saying. Watch unbridled on at the races.com handicap. Class 3, 0 to 90 for 3-year-olds.
Okay, hang on. Yeah, but on Betfair. Oh, sorry. This is This is a reminder to everyone to make sure that you've got your clocks right.
Is it? Is that why?
The clocks go back. The clocks go forward on Sunday.
Yeah.
So Betfair still have it at 1:30 on there. So it will change and update to 2:30.
Okay,
On their website. So my bad. There is a 2:30. It's just showing on Betfair as 1:30 at the moment. So if you did want to bet, it's the 1:30 at Doncaster on Betfair at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, a horse to follow for the season. Do you think?
Yeah, Modern Utopia. Yeah, softer ground. It's a nice fillet to follow by Sotsas as well.
George Scott.
Yeah, George Scott.
Okay. Nice one. Oh yeah, look at the form, all on heavy ground. Yeah, not so great on good. So yeah, probably. Well, you never know. The rain might come. The rain might hold off for tomorrow and come on Sunday. So
this is it.
Hopefully you don't get too wet, mate.
Nah, we should be grand. You don't get wet inside.
That's true. That's very true. Right. We've pretty much done it in an hour, which was the aim. Didn't want to keep people too long. I do just want to say thank you for watching. And it's the first time we've ever done one of these live. I didn't think it was actually going to happen. Like we were a little bit late, weren't we? But yeah, I've enjoyed it. Hopefully Dawn will be on the next one. Now she's seen it happen. Hopefully she's watching. I don't know if it goes up as a recording. It probably does.
We just come on for a nice chat about horses.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, have a little chat. Next time, hopefully I'll have the ability to get my screen shared so I can show the odds and the prices and stuff. And yeah, a few back to lays in there, some decent prices, and hopefully we have the winner of the Lincoln and we can get these made into shorts and get people to join Digitips, because we are flying. I can actually tell people that we are plus 15.86 points for the month. When the month didn't start amazingly, we've had a decent run of things the last week or so, couple of weeks. Cheltenham wasn't terrible for us, considering a lot of people really, really struggled at Cheltenham. But yeah, we're offering, as you can see, the ticker along the bottom, 20% off your first month if you're watching these lives using code Digitips20. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the WhatsApp chat, the sub members WhatsApp chat. We had someone sign up today, and hopefully you tipped a winner today, Danny. So
yeah, always nice. I mean,
yeah,
it's my first one of the week, so I don't rush into these tips, as you'll know.
No, exactly. I mean, I've been putting up a few more. My strike rate's gone up a little bit, but unfortunately I'm in the negative for this month. I'm bringing the team down. Dawn and Danny are holding us up. But yeah, me and Josiah, the speed rating king, unfortunately are both having a slightly losing month. But that is why we're a team. And when you've got four of us, usually one person's in form when the others aren't, and it makes up for it. You're not following just one person, tipping day in, day out. We're selective with our selections, and it means we do have sometimes more selections because there is four of us picking, but individually we're all profitable. I'm
pretty sure Dawn messaged me the other day saying that her back was absolutely killing from carrying us. But
what Dawn was?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was something along those lines.
Yeah, probably it's about right. I mean, she does carry us in more ways than one, but right. That's me done. Bang on the hour. We're going to finish this. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. And good luck with the flat. The flat is back, baby.
Yes.
Come on. Cheers, guys.
Bye.